Like the white dude had said, he had a video called, I think it was 10 questions to ask an intelligent Christian or some shit like that. The man, one of the questions, he said, you got people in Africa starving in famines and shit. You think God really give a fuck about you getting a promotion on your job? Are you serious? You understand that? Y'all niggas, man, what is that called though? The reason for that is because see, Negroes know they fucking up. Just like I was on, there was a username, SE Black Woman. And he had a video called the New Way to Worship. God have done a new thing. He making fun of these Negro women in the church. One brother came on there and made a comment. The brother said that, you know, he was a woman he was fornicating with, he used to fornicate with. They'd be over her house fucking on the weekend, on a Saturday night. And the bitch used to tell him, the brother said the bitch used to tell him that he had to get out of her house before midnight so she wouldn't be fornicating on a Sunday. Man, when I read that shit, man, I was laughing so motherfucking hard. And see, why would a motherfucker do that? Because see, the bitch knows that she out there fucking and ain't supposed to be fornicating so-called at all. But see, Negroes don't have no damn discipline like that. So what they had to do, they had to get a false sense of morality. You understand? They got it. Well, I ain't fornicating on no Sunday. I don't cuss in church. I don't cuss. Motherfucker, it ain't about no ritualistic shit that you do once a week. When you get to a certain spiritual concept, that the point of that shit is to help you live a lifestyle like something. It ain't just no ritualistic shit to make you feel comfortable once a week so you can excuse all the wicked ass shit that you involved in during the rest of the damn week, which is when the shit really count. Just like Negroes, know they ought to be ashamed of themselves for not taking this white man down. Knowing they ought to be ashamed of themselves for letting these devils shoot their children with all these vaccines. All the stuff that we talk about, Negroes know that shit deep down. And they ashamed of that shit. But they know they ain't doing shit about it. They know they ain't teaching their children. They know they ain't got no business putting that shit in their head. They know they ain't got no business feeding their children that pork. But see, they don't have the discipline to leave that pork alone. They don't have the discipline to cook every night. So that they, won't be feeding their children that shit, that McDonald's and all that shit. They ain't got the knowledge. They don't have the discipline to go get no knowledge of their own. So that they can teach their children, educate their children themselves instead of letting the same fucking enemy brainwash your motherfucking children, and then you wonder what's fucking wrong with them. They know they ought to be ashamed of that shit. So they don't have no morals to take care of that shit and handle their business in relation to that shit. So what they gotta do, they gotta get a false sense of morality, a false sense of right and wrong. So they start going into the bullshit. They get into church hollering about niggas sagging their pants and shit. Some silly ass, irrelevant motherfucking shit like that. With all this wickedness going on with them and they world, they ain't talking about how they letting the motherfucking drugs come in their community. With all these damn churches in the black community. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for that shit, man. This is not the day to be no bitch ass nigga. Not right now. I tell motherfucker, right now, if you done fucked up, even if you done been a fucker, just fucking off forever and a day now, at the very least, right now is not the time to be fucking up, man. At least see that these is the last days. It's obvious as hell. And try to do right now. it's not no time if you've been taking your children to the public school. Okay, now the time you need to take your children out the damn public school. If you've been perming your little girl's hair, okay, now the time to stop putting that shit in their head. If you've been feeding your children pork, fine. Now stop feeding the motherfuckers pork. That's what's going on now. At least have at least have the fear of God, of the true God, to stop doing all this wrong and you know, wicked ass shit. At least. Now at this point, see, to get down with right and wrong. But see, niggas ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Ain't gonna be no massive awakening of no black people, man. It ain't gonna happen. The overwhelming majority of you Negroes is gonna get slaughtered. Some of y'all need to die and come. The overwhelming majority of you motherfuckers need to die for your own good, so that you can, you know, go ahead and fucking just go and leave this motherfucker now before you put any other type of, any more nasty ass karma on your fucking soul that you gonna have to pay for. So that you could come back, shit, be reborn in another life in the next generation where there's some type of righteousness going on in the earth. And that way, yeah, it can be taught to live like you got some kind of sense, you know. But your enemy gonna get your ass. The motherfuckers that you think is your friends and shit, that you get mad at a motherfucker like me for talking about them and not liking them and whatever, with all the hatred you got for each other, them motherfuckers is gonna take your ass out. And I ain't gonna give a fuck. At this point, I don't care no more about no Negroes. You is not my people. My people know their enemy. If you don't know your enemy and you want to defend the people that I refer to, that I identify as my enemy, motherfucker, you my enemy. See, motherfuckers ain't gonna get me. Motherfuckers ain't gonna catch me trying to help no nigga. And that's hard headed nigga, and the devil gonna send one of his little niggas in there to infiltrate. And nah, motherfuckers not taking me out like that. I can tell you that right now. The days of that shit is over. You got the real people that's out here now, that's on this planet right now, in this day and time. Ain't no more martyrs. You got motherfuckers talking about I die for this. I ain't dying for a motherfucking thing. I'm gonna live for the truth. Ain't no motherfucking dying. The fuck the devil done lived shit. He done lived enough time running over your ass. And you got the truth. He done had motherfuckers die. Enough motherfuckers done die. Ain't no more dying, man. Ain't no more fucking martyrs. The age of the martyrs is over. It's time for the righteous to rule. It's time for the real to reign. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say on that for right now. It's been your brother, Khalik Elia, coming to you today with some knowledge. Be back at you with some more knowledge pretty soon. And some music. I'll give y'all some music and everything like that. So, peace.